Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I thought we might try doing lives. Yeah. So you can see I've got three love hearts there. Yeah, that symbolize lives. I made those love hearts using a website called Piskel. And if you go to piskelapp.com, you could work that yourselves. I'm not going to spend too much time on Piskel right now. I'll do that later on. Suffice to say that if you do use it, you can animate it, so you can add multiple frames. And then when you download it, you can download it as a sprite sheet. I'm going to download it as a single frame, download as a single frame PNG file. It comes down to here. It's called New Piskel. And then what I would do is I go into Learning Dungeon. I go Object Types, add a new object type. I go to Sprite, and I'm just going to click there, and then I can go and open that up. Yeah, so I can open it up. I can grab that there and I can open it. Okay. So I'm not going to do that because I've already done it. I'm actually going to take that and I'm going to delete that. Please make sure, I'm going to delete, please make sure that if you made a mistake and you inserted a sprite of some sort, please make sure you delete it so you're not left with blank things. I mean, Rise Floor Box is a blank, but make sure you're not left with them and make sure that you name them. Yeah. I've called it life. And then what I ended up doing is I cloned it three times. So I've got life and I've got life two, that one there. And I've got life three, that one there. I'm not going to go and do all the coding in front of you. I'm going to show you the coding that I've done. Okay. So I'll go to the coding sheet. Yeah. And you can see that what I've done is I've added a global number called lives, and I set the lives. I start the initial value at 3. Okay. And then what I do is I have to then work out what happens when lives are 2, what happens when lives are 1, what happens when lives are 0. Yeah. So when lives are 3, I make sure that life 2, and life 3, all three of these sprites I've set as visible. Yeah. And it makes sense that when the lives goes down to 1, then set life 3 as invisible. Yeah. When lives are 1, set life 2 is invisible. Life 0, set them all as invisible. Yeah. And then what I've done is I've said system go to the win screen. Yeah. And I'll talk more about that as well. I need to work out when I subtract a life. Yeah. So I would subtract a life when, for example, I collide with the bats. Yeah. So remember when I collide with the bats up the top here, teleporter door, open that on collision with bat. Yeah. So I've just added here system subtract 1 for lives, and then system restart the layout. I think I already had restart layout, but I had subtract 1 for lives and I moved it to here. Yeah. So the knight gets destroyed. I could then subtract 1 for lives. Then I could wait 2 seconds and then I'd restart the layout. Yeah. So it doesn't matter whether that one would go there or whether that one would go there. So I subtract 1 when I collide with the bat. I subtract 1 when the friendly bat turns evil and I get destroyed that way. I would subtract 1 for lives there as well. Okay, wait 2 seconds. Restart layout. I could also do it when I have done it when I collide with the skeleton 1. I'd subtract 1 from lives. I'd subtract 1 for lives when I collide with skeleton 2, when I collide with Mr. D, that's me, and when I collide with Mr. M. Yeah, you can see I've destroyed the knight, then I subtracted, waited 2 seconds, restarted layout. I don't know whether it matters which way you put that, so long as you do it before you restart the layout. Okay. I've also worked out that if the knight is outside the layout, I'm going to subtract 1 for lives, and you can see the only time where he might fall out of the layout is here. Yeah, so if he falls down there, yeah, he's going to be outside of the layout. Yeah, so I've added that little bit of text there as well. So when the knight is outside the layout, wait 3 seconds, subtract 1 from lives, and go back to the dungeon, go back to where he started. Okay. Okay, so so we've got that. So how we subtract the lives, and now we want to go to the win screen. So what happens when the lives equal 0? Well, when the lives equal 0, we set all the love hearts to invisible, and then we go to the win screen. Yeah, and in the win screen, the coding that I've done is all I've added was to set lives back to 3. Yeah. So the collect count goes back to 0, lives go back to 3, I go back to the dungeon. Okay. And then I go starting again. So if I was to go and take myself there, this is the easiest way to show it. So there I am, I die, 1 love heart comes off, I start again where I was at the last place. another love heart comes off. Maybe this is a bit slow. I've also got this last love heart set to toggle, not set to visible or invisible. I've set it to toggle. So it's supposed to flash on and off. I haven't quite worked out yet how to change the flashing frequency, but I'm sure we can work that out in behaviors. Yeah. And then I come off there. So lives go back down to 0. So hopefully I should go to 0. I should go to the winning screen, and I should wait for 5 seconds, and I should get started again. And you can see I've got my love hearts again. Yeah. So that's a really